February 2020, Melly was involved in a multi-inmate fight inside the day room of his area unit and was given a DR for his role in the fight. October 2020, placed on a room restriction for refusing to go back to his cell as he was trying to hide while on the phone.
And developing now, there's a new push to get rapper YNW Melly out of jail. He's currently awaiting retrial for two childhood friends, but a new lawsuit alleges he's being held in inhumane conditions.
For the past 6 years, YNW Melly has been locked away with no freedom in sight. His next trial isn't even scheduled until January 2027. Behind those walls, the Florida rapper has been a constant target. Other inmates pressuring him for commissary, clothes, money on their books, anything they can take. But back in 2020, life was completely different. King Von was still alive, and he called Melly almost every day to keep his spirits up.
These look icy, don't they, love?
Melly seemed almost untouchable in those early years of jail. He was so calm, it felt like prison couldn't break him. He even ordered $100,000 custom jewelry, handling the transaction over a jail phone like he was still living free. His brother, YNW Slime, openly criticized him for wasting money on chains while behind bars.
I would assume
that
he spent a lot of money on lawyers. Like an amount that would probably...
That kid spent a lot of money on a lot of things that shouldn't have been spent on.
Really? Like what else?
And cars, jewelry. And he's not even out to wear the jewelry. I'm like, why are you buying jewelry? You're not here to wear the jewelry.
No, definitely lawyers are probably the best thing you can spend.
That's
money
what
on.
bro. But he's good with lawyers, bro. Like, money ain't an issue for lawyers. Like, he's fine, but it's just like, there was a lot of stuff that should have went to lawyers that he didn't spend on lawyers. And I'm like, bro. And now it's like, he don't even want the chain no more.
But that confidence didn't last forever. By 2022, things took a dark turn. A Chicago rapper, Rico Reckless, was transferred into Melly's cell block, and soon after, reports broke that Melly had been placed in solitary confinement following a violent altercation with him. For months, Melly was isolated. When he was finally moved to a new unit, he met an inmate named Nicholas Lewis. Lewis already had an escape plan in motion, and he grew so close to Melly that the rapper wanted in. Police records later revealed a disturbing detail. On April 11, 2022, Broward Sheriff's Office received a confidential tip that Nicholas Lewis and Jamel Demons were planning to escape, using handcuff keys allegedly smuggled in by Melly's lawyer. The source also reported Lewis had contraband on him. The news infuriated Melly's mother, who couldn't believe her son was once again thrown into solitary confinement, this time with headlines painting him as a would-be escapee.
Okay, so I'm at work and I just seen this crazy story. First of all, this is just another tactic for them to try to literally just tarnish my son's character and everything. They do not want him having attorney visits in person, which will cause for ineffective counsel. So we went to court for that, and they took his phone calls and they have him locked down. They had no evidence whatsoever that his attorneys did anything wrong to prove these accusations, but they knew it would get picked up by the media. So when we get ready to pick a jury, hopefully within the next 2 weeks, it's gonna be, oh, this kid tried to escape. Oh, this kid tried to do all these things. This is all fake because they do not have a case.
Melly's mother spoke out, insisting the feds had no solid evidence against him. She believed they were just trying to paint him as a dangerous flight risk before trial, poisoning the jury's perspective. But then the feds played their real hand, and it changed everything. In 2023, Florida prosecutors announced brand new charges: witness tampering. They accused Melly of using jail calls to pressure his ex-girlfriend into leaving the United States so she wouldn't testify against him.
The state filing 6 new charges against Demons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
This new charge made Melly's situation far worse. Not only did it run separate from his double murder case, it gave the jail all the justification it needed to strip away his phone access, mail, and even family visits. From that point forward, Melly's only human contact came from other inmates. His family was completely cut off. His mother, Jamie King, went public with her frustration, giving interviews where she slammed the jail for not even letting her son hear his own mail.
My son has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him.
Jamie described feeling helpless. She said her son wasn't even being treated like a human being anymore, locked away in silence with no way to speak to loved ones. For her, it proved that fame means nothing once you're behind bars. No matter who you are, prison will strip you down.
When you saw Melly's statement, just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life, as a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We've tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer to someone too.
Her words started making noise. Local news outlets ran the story, highlighting Melly's treatment inside county jail. The coverage caught the attention of Charleston White, who quickly fired back. He argued this was exactly how it should be. Melly didn't deserve any special privileges just because he was a famous rapper.
Even the YNW Melly, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated. Yeah, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated, homie. Homie, when you take a life, homie, you ain't got a right to complain about a motherfucking thing about being mistreated when you done chose to play somebody.
But not everyone agreed. Veteran rapper OG Boosie gave the opposite perspective. He sympathized with Melly's mother, speaking about the emotional toll the situation was having on her and saying nobody could imagine what she was going through.
Okay, so
then I met his mama while he was in.
Oh, okay.
I met his mom while he was in, and she real, bro. You know, she real.
She's stressed out. I heard she had a...
Yeah, she real, and I reached my hand out to him, cause I'm real. Yeah, I reached out to him, bro. I met his mom, and she a good woman, bro. And when I see them mamas like that, it remind me of what my mom was going through, bro.
Then came the moment that changed the entire narrative. Melly's ex-girlfriend, Mariah, who had been living overseas, tried to fly back home. The second she landed in the U.S., she was arrested at the airport.
Mariah Hamilton is spending her first day at the Broward County Jail. She has no arrest record until now. U.S. Border Patrol agents arrested her at Miami International Airport Monday after she arrived on an international flight. Court records show Hamilton was ordered to testify in Demon's first trial in 2023.
The judge offered her a deal on the spot: testify against Melly, and you're free until trial. She accepted immediately. From there, prosecutors dug into her iCloud account and uncovered evidence proving Melly had pressured her into disappearing before his first trial. This was undeniable witness tampering. The instant she confirmed it in court, Melly's fate was sealed. No matter the outcome of his original charges, this alone was enough to guarantee a life sentence. Even the father of one of Melly's slain friends admitted publicly that he believed the tampering had taken place.
Are now charged with witness tampering. There was this kind of crazy way that Melly was communicating. He wasn't allowed to use the phone, but he was passing notes to people, and then this person's calling this person and then that person.
Saying like to me, they going through extreme measures, trying to cover up or convince people not to testify, like Mariah mom. They was using code words like Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's baby mom. And
all of this explained why Melly was completely cut off. No phone, no mail, no visits. But things continued to spiral. Fast forward to 2025, and the situation only grew worse. His double retrial, originally set for September, was pushed back again. The 4th District Court of Appeals granted a stay, delaying everything until January 2027. That meant Melly had at least 2 more years inside before even facing trial. But with a delay came another twist. Prosecutors now had extra time to work on flipping YNW Bortland, Melly's longtime co-defendant. They even filed an order forbidding any contact between Melly and Bortland, cutting off all communication, including lawyer discussions.
Issue here, and you can try them together. It is to the benefit of the state to try them together. It just more efficient. You don't have to do things again and again. Do it all at once, and also you get a better chance of having them incriminate each other during the trial. It benefits the defense to sever it. That way they can point the finger at each other and get away with it. So this is what's going on. But I don't think it should be automatically severed because the state is seeking a penalty for Melly, because it's only the penalty phase of the trial that would be different, not the guilt phase. The guilt phase is the same. They're both capital crimes. You're seeking the penalty on one, not the other, but that goes into the second part of the trial, the penalty phase, only if Melly is found guilty.
If prosecutors manage to get Bortland to flip, Melly's case is essentially over. The judge has already announced the two will be tried together. That means Bortland could personally validate every piece of evidence the state has against Melly, leaving him no way out.
Mr. Henry is going to remain set for trial September the 10th at 9 o'clock with Mr. Demmons, pending whatever future motion that I may hear. I'm in another capital case right now. I have 4 hearing dates left available between now and September the 10th. I gave the parties those 4 dates, and I'm holding all of those dates and times open only for these 2 defendants. So anything that you need me for, okay? Yes, sir.
The truth is, if Bortland believes is innocent, he won't just sit back and accept life in prison. It's more than likely he'll shift the blame to Melly, just like Melly's defense tried to pin the crime on Bortland during the first trial. The two haven't spoken since that day, because Melly's lawyers openly told the court it was Bortland who pulled the trigger.
Those were his lies. Cortland Henry shows up at Memorial Hospital, Miramar. You don't see him sitting there, but where you will see him sitting is in the driver's seat of a car with 2 bodies, car riddled with bullets. And when he shows up with a change of clothing, change of shirt, powder residue on his hands, evidencing that he has discharged a firearm. And he lies. He lies about where the incident occurred. He lies about how it occurred. And he lies about not having a phone. I think it was Miss Bradley herself who said, everybody has a phone in his pocket, not Cortland Henry.
In fact, Melly's legal team accused Bortland of lying to the feds, pointing out that he had gunpowder residue on his hands and was last seen with Juve and Sack Chaser. They even brought in a forensic scientist to back up their claim.
So the right hand of Cortland Henry contained 0 particles characteristic of hot residue and 2 component particles. And the left hand contained 1 particle characteristic of hot residue and 1 2-component particle.
Okay. And can you explain to us what that means?
Basically, overall, there was hot residue present on the hands.
Bortland wasn't having it. When Melly's mistrial was declared, Bortland posted a cryptic tweet the very same day. Mind games don't work on people like me, with a handshake emoji, like he was sealing a deal. That only fueled speculation that he was ready to cooperate. Things grew more suspicious when police raided his home and found chilling notes.
Melly's co-defendant YNW Bortland was booked into a Miami jail Monday night and is being held behind bars on an out-of-county warrant. We just confirmed the warrant is out of Broward County for witness tampering. The warrant obtained by Law and Crime Network states as follows. On or about April 10, 2023, continuing through and including July 22, 2023, Cortland Henry, aka Bortland, along with others, did unlawfully and knowingly engage in misleading conduct toward another person with the intent to cause or induce them to withhold testimony. The warrant continues the alleged witness had been summoned by the legal process to the jury trial of Jamel Demmons, aka YNW Melly. The dates in the warrant are important. Jury selection for Melly started in mid-April, and a judge declared a mistrial on July 22nd, the same day the warrant claims Bortland allegedly tampered with the witness.
Those notes included hand-drawn sketches of jurors from Melly's trial, complete with physical descriptions. Investigators believe Bortland kept mental tabs on them during jury selection, then went home and drew it all out. It looked as if he were preparing for retaliation in case Melly was convicted. But when Melly's team blamed him in court, he apparently tossed the drawings aside. Yet the discovery still raised serious concerns about what he might reveal.
To keep it real, this is sloppy. Bortland, how the f you gonna have the notebook of the jurors in your house? Holy sh! Like, come the f on. It's like doing a and having the surveillance tape in your DVD player or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like they raid your crib and the surveillance footage of the is in your DVD player. They be like, oh, okay, thank you, brother. This can't be at your crib.
Now prosecutors want Bortland to testify, and he has every reason to cooperate. He can validate all the new evidence they are eager to present, including a Facebook post showing Melly alongside Young Thug, which prosecutors claim ties him to the same gang network.
Same thing, the use of the slap term, 5-point star, snake. He's saying he's YSL, he's hanging with him. And he puts up his YNW for life hashtag on it with Mr. Demons has the big B hand signs displayed.
Right, and see with individuals again, I'm assuming that's also Young Thug. That's also unknown.
Yes.
Also important to your investigation, correct?
Yes.
Also publicly available for anyone to see and capture.
Melly himself exploded in court when his lawyers tried to block that evidence. For the first time, he went against their advice, yelling at them to just let it in. Witnesses inside the courtroom said he shouted, "I don't care. I'm not in no gang." They can't prove that.
Yes, sir. Against our advice, our client wants to proceed.
You object to their request. We need to determine this automatic stay.
Based upon what our client has instructed us, yes, sir.
But prosecutors weren't done. They also dug up a statement from a former O-Block member, once close to King Von. This person claimed Melly once confided in Vaughn, asking him for advice on how to deal with people a certain way.
I'm aware that 924-071 call for an automatic stay while
they were aggravators. They go to membership and again, there are things that the jury would have to find before going into penalty.
Not aggravator, that's the death penalty. Aggravator, that's the enhancement itself, Your Honor. That was charged. He was charged in committing the murder for the further conviction, which is an aggravator in terms of the guilt.
Something that they would have to find by way of an interrogatory.
Yes.
With Bortland testifying, prosecutors could finally answer the biggest question: what really happened in the hours immediately after the murders? They had Facebook Live footage of Melly dancing in a parking lot with Bortland as if nothing had happened.
Did Vaughn really tell you that Melly told him that he was two friends?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument. And so, you know, if you know, when people could say something without saying it. And so he told me, like, once I posted what I posted, Vaughn was mad at me. Bro, why you put up there, bro? Walk the bam. I'm like, you sitting up here, like, you know the love we got. You do this for us, but you gonna trust that his two friends? And he said, them was trying to extort him. And so I'm like, if they was trying to extort him, then why are you still around them?
And now, with trial delayed again, the question is no longer just about guilt or innocence. It's about survival. If Bortland flips, Melly is done. If he doesn't, the state will still use every witness, every iCloud file, every jail phone call to paint him as guilty beyond doubt.
Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey! No, still turned, regardless of what happened. You already know.
So what do you think? Does Melly deserve the life he's living behind bars right now? Should he at least be allowed to hear his mother's voice on the phone? Or has he lost all those rights the moment he crossed the line? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like the video if you're following the YNW Melly saga.